US is great again. I really think Donald Trump is more and more like President Xi. Hello everyone, welcome back. This is James. Today I just saw a news that I really want to talk about, that the US is very alike China now. I don't know how they go through this way, but the news is about if you want to protect your phone when you are going to the US, especially when you are driving into the US, the border officers, they may check your phone. And if you have any posts on your phone that is anti-Trump, you will be in trouble. So the news is, the information is just telling people how to protect yourself, not getting into trouble because of the freedom of speech in the US. Such a great place. US is great again. So I want to share some of my own experience. Why I'm saying this is very close to China. Like, I really think Donald Trump is more and more like President Xi. I lived in China for like over 20 years. I knew that country. I knew CCP. What they do things, really right now, America looks very alike that. So last summer, 2024, I don't remember exactly the date, but I went back to China in July for 3 weeks because I had to deal with some family property things, document things that I can't do it in Canada because I tried so many ways that I want to do it in Canada, but you know, if the government of China says you cannot, you cannot. There's no other way that can be like a case-by-case situation. No is no. So okay, I spent over $10,000 just for my whole family's flights. Me, my wife, 2 kids, 4 of us, just for that stupid document that I have to sign. So okay, anyways, my wife said, just let's do this trip as a family trip so the kids could know where you used to live, your childhood. Okay, we went back. However, just before I left Canada, like a couple months before, China announced that they announced a new law that the police officer on the street, they can check anyone, anytime if they want, check your phone. If you have anything in your phone that is anti-CCP, anti-President Xi, you will be in trouble. The trouble in China can be different situation, okay? Sometimes I say that, you know, you can be in China, you can be in trouble in China that you're not in jail. That's too much work, you know? The alternate way is, in China, if you're in trouble, you're just disappeared. Like, you're gone forever. Nobody knows where you are. Your family trying to find you. No, you're gone. So that's why in my phone, I have 2 phones. I have one for work, one for my own like YouTube stuff. You know, I posted something that my perspective about China, about, you know, so I want to protect myself, protect my kids, my wife. So I didn't bring my phone with me. I borrowed a friend's very old phone. So the phone, well, as long as it's functional, like I can use some basic social media stuff. So I use that phone in China. However, yes, I didn't get into trouble. No police was checking on me. So people were saying that, oh, hey, James, you are overreacted to this. My thing is, okay, before I went back to China last year, I knew very big chance I wouldn't get in trouble, get to be checked. However, I don't want to be the first one. I don't want to be one of a million people that in China who got checked. There are Chinese, not YouTuber, Chinese Douyin, like, you know, TikTok. Somebody in China doesn't have TikTok. Chinese people cannot use TikTok because TikTok is for overseas people. So there's some Chinese social media like vloggers. They were doing their live stream on the street. They were stopped by the police on the street checking their phone. They were on live stream. Everything was recorded. You know, So those things happens in China. And now the US is doing the same thing. Please look at all those US officers when they are speaking in public into the social media, into the, not social media, any media, they are saying like President Trump, blah, 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 blah. They always use this kind of, like this kind of way to speak about they are under the leadership of Donald Trump. It's just like in China, people say that under Chairman Xi or President Xi, under his leadership, blah, 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 blah. You know, China is great. It's like America, Donald Trump is making America great again. You know, it's very similar. This is scary, man. But at the same time, both of them, President Xi, President Trump, they are both, you know, they're both saying the same thing. President Xi is saying this is the Chinese freedom of speech. And Trump is saying the same thing. They are bringing back the real freedom of speech. But your phone is getting checked. Hey man, isn't that crazy? I don't know. I just feel like it's just something that really make me feel sick of this system. Like you are trying to benefit yourself, not really. Are you really thinking of the people there? I thought about that. If everyone's cell phone will get checked by a police, by an officer, because they said anything anti-you, and then it's illegal or it's against some certain rules, you're not thinking of the people. That's why I've been anti-CCP, that because CCP doesn't really care about the people. People say that right now, the tariffs problem, that China is doing great because China is the only one who stand up fighting with the US. I get it. People don't like Trump. I don't like Trump neither. But China's economy is already very bad. At this time, this trade war is not going to help the people there. Think of that. Everyone, all the government people in China, their life probably won't change much. They will still have a nice place to live, good meal to eat. But those people who are already homeless, who are already starving in China, they will be in very, very, very bad situation. Even worse than before. Who's gonna care about that? What's the solution? You know? I'm not saying that, okay, we have to let Trump to be the douchebag. No, I'm not saying that, but how, as a leader for this country, how are you gonna make the people's life better? That's your job. That's why people want you. Well, in China, people doesn't really want, but you know, it's just very frustrated, okay? I think this new rule in America is very similar to China, and that is crazy. It's really killing the democracy. I don't know how you think about that. Please just leave your comment, and then I hope the world can change. US can change to the right direction, okay? Okay, leave your comment. Let's talk about that. Thank you for watching.